You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that puts its hand deep into the Gamja bar of pop culture news. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam, and the spice must flow.
And I'm Josh, and it is essential for space travel.
We have a great show for you this week. A whole bunch of news to go over. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
It's the only space one I had.
That's what the sandworms sound like.
That is what the sand, yes.
To be fair, Star Wars pretty much stole everything it has from Dune.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, everything is referenced by everything.
Yeah.
Come on, though. Tatooine, it's Arrakis.
It's a racket, yeah.
Or that it's this
Sarlacc pit.
Or it's just really cheap to film in desert locations.
In Tunisia or whatever. I think
It's Tunisia.
Yeah.
Tunisia, yeah.
Their number one export is Star Wars.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. the Lars homestead is still there. You can visit it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think it's like it's an Airbnb now or something.
I think
you can
so.
actually stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only want to stay there if I can be exploded at the end and my skeleton will lay out in front of the door.
just
And drink some blue milk.
Just a completely clean skeleton just laying there.
Hey, it wasn't clean. It was.
It's a
Oh, no,
little
they spray
chunky.
they spray painted it black. I wish they would have just done a little less effects to it, and it was just like a science room
skeleton.
A Party City skeleton.
Yeah, just laying there on the side.
Like the skeleton soldiers in Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Oh no, Aunt Beru! How do you know? It's a skeleton.
Oh man.
I actually just watched A New Hope the other day.
Oh, you did?
That's a good movie.
Oh, surprise!
Yeah, surprise. It's pretty good.
Wait, did you watch the special edition cut or the original cut?
Yeah, it was the one that's on Disney Plus.
Boo.
It's fine except for Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just so much dumb crap, and every time I watch it, I see something else that doesn't need to be there.
Now, the one on Disney Plus, is that McClunky?
Yes. Which, I mean, if you're not gonna have Han shooting first, you might as well have McClunky. It's funny though, like the two Han shooting first or not is two character choices that are at least saying something. Them both shooting at the same time says nothing about anyone.
Nope.
Also, the fact, like in the special edition cuts, when Greedo shoots first, and that weird edit they throw in where he twitches his head to the side to miss the shot is so jarring.
Oh, it's bad.
But I think that's because of me growing up and having the original VHSs and watching them as much as I did. It's so ingrained in my head. I'm like, it doesn't look right. It's almost as bad as Uncanny Valley.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
That and that scene where they throw in Han stepping on Jabba's tail.
Yeah, that seems
that's
bad.
bad.
Now, granted, that scene was shot in the original cut, but that's back when Jabba was just a big guy in a fur coat.
Well, he was a stand-in.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett is there, and he looks like he's been because he was composited, but it looks very bad.
Oh yeah, it's like he looks at the camera and everything.
Yeah, he looks right at it.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, everybody, fan favorite Boba Fett here.
His helmet winked somehow. I don't know how it happened.
This is the way.
He might as well have did like a da-da-da-da off
Boba
stage
Fett.
left. Yeah. Like a pork pie hat and a cane.
I was just going to say a Michigan J. Frog dance.
Yeah.
Hello, my darling. Hello, baby. Hello, my Tatooine gal. Well, we're getting dangerously into WB territory here.
WWB.
Oh, God.
Hey.
Oh, jeez.
That's also ingrained into my memory.
Yeah. I hardly watched the WB, but I remember that commercial constantly being on air.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I watched, like Batman the Animated Series and all that. Not all that was on there.
Yeah.
We were lucky when we could pick up the WB on the old
rabbit ears.
Yeah, on the old rabbit ears.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you're showing your age a wee bit. Of course, I remember living at my grandparents and having the giant antenna tower attached to the house.
Our house also had one growing up. Yeah.
My grandpa would have to climb up there and adjust it every so often.
We never had to climb up and adjust it. We had like the little tuner like inside the house that you could actually like turn it.
Ooh, Mr. Fancy over here.
We were the fancy
Grandpa,
ones. Yeah.
climb up the tower and adjust the antenna so I can watch Pokemon this weekend. It's a new episode. Risk your life.
I mean, we had Fox. So I could watch
Your
like, you
Porygon's gonna be on this episode. I gotta watch it.
I heard he might give up Butterfree. It's kind of a big deal.
Butterfree.
Oh God. Oh that yeah. The
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill Pokemon.
I'm okay, Dad. Oh,
We're way off the rails.
Oh, that's fine. That's
This is the check it out section where we talk about media we've consumed.
Well,
I mean, where's the lie though?
which,
True.
yeah.
We're still talking about media we consumed just a long time ago.
There's no time limit on check 'em outs.
No.
Hey, you guys ever try out The Witcher? The first one?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's got like that whole like Diablo like style.
Oh yeah.
You can put it in third person though.
Can you?
Yeah. It still like feels really, really clunky and weird though.
Oh yeah.
Does it feel clunky?
Clunky. That needs to be on the soundboard.
I do. Yeah, that'll be the next one on the soundboard. Yeah.
I kind of miss like the meta humor of like the prequels because there's like a deleted scene where Anakin and Greedo get like in a fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure.
And one of the friends says to Greedo, like, one of these days your mouth's gonna get you killed.
Wow. It's like poetry.
Yeah.
So in my constant search of internet social deduction games or whatever.
Okay.
So you guys ever hear that game?
Among Us?
No.
I'm kidding.
I did play the 15-player update though. It's not that much difference. There's more people.
There's more of those guys.
More colors. More
those
colors.
little bean boys.
Yep, more colors. So, you guys ever heard of the game Hello Neighbor?
Yeah, I
vaguely.
tried to play it once and it was just like a mess.
Yeah. Well, they have in the same universe, they have Secret Neighbor, and it plays like crud.
So it's like the other one.
Yeah, now granted, it might have played better on my computer, but I was trying it on my phone, and between like player disconnects and just how everything doesn't seem to click right, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole point of the game is like the neighbor, or it's got. I guess it's less a social deduction, more of a. Oh, what do you call that? Isometric game.
Isometric, yeah.
Asymmetric.
Asymmetric. Yes, sorry. Where one player is the almost nigh unkillable force or whatever, and the other players are trying to escape it or whatever. Well, anyway, the whole point of the game is you're going through the neighbor's house trying to find a key to get into the basement to escape. Yada yada yada. It's just hard. I don't know if it's hard or just bad. But I was like, I saw it. It was free on the App Store, and I was like, I'll try it. Did not like it.
It just kind of bounced right off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to play Hello Neighbor back when it came out, and I'm like, this is a mess. Nothing works, and the controls are weird. Why is this so popular?
Yeah, I mean, I liked the idea of Hello Neighbor. Like, the AI of the game, like, gets smarter and actively tries to thwart you once you've already tried something against it or whatever. I mean, but then they tried to build this whole... I mean, it was in early access forever, much like anything on Steam anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never saw anything that really made me like, oh man, I have to get this game.
But now it's got like an animated series, and there's like toys.
Is there?
Yeah.
I saw the toys, but
I don't know if it's done, but I remember them announcing an animated series because I remember being like, why? Who is this? I guess kids like it.
Well, it's like
reason.
that whole thing with like the Bendy and the Ink plot or whatever. I don't know anything about it, but I've seen toys everywhere.
I've played like the first 3 or so chapters of it. It's fine. but it's like a really bare bones.
Yeah, I just don't know why. Like, I mean, I guess kid popularity on YouTube, maybe.
Yeah,
That's where companies
maybe.
latch onto these merchandising deals, like with Five Nights at Freddy's and.
Wow. There's been a lot of unfun news about that guy lately.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we can't really get into it, but
Lame.
Yeah.
And you can tell me later.
Okay. So the one thing I checked out, I'm sure I talked about it before, the documentary on Halyx, the rock band that played at Tomorrowland in 1981 at Disney World or Disneyland.
and they all wore like space costumes.
Yeah, they were
and,
trying to rip off Star Wars a little bit. There's the Wookiee was a bass player. There was a robot man who played keyboard. It's a really good documentary. It's free on YouTube, and it's kind of sad where everything kind of. It's interesting to see that how they built it because it was completely manufactured. Like Disney came
up with this
idea, and their idea was, okay, they're going to perform for the summer at the park, and then we're going to try to steamroll that into a record deal with another company and actually tried to
Produce this band.
And they found a lot of local session work musicians and stuff like that. They found this lead singer, and I guess it was a phenomenon. People loved it for the one summer that it was there, and they almost had a record deal. And there apparently was a demo recorded of their first album, but at the last second, the management changed at Warner Brothers Records, Asylum Records, and they got dropped last second, and it kind of all fell apart.
You'd think with Disney money, even back then, they could have just made their own record.
Well, that was the problem. They had their own record label, but it was all children's stuff, like the gold spine, like the little readers, like the turn the page,
The little gold books.
Like,
little gold books,
Mouser size. and-
yeah. Well, that's the one place the lead singer of Halyx ended up. She did end up getting onto an album, and it was Mouser Size. She was one of the singers on Mouser Size.
Okay.
But it was kind of sad. Like they all kind of split with their separate ways. The lead singer pretty much disappeared because she kept waiting and waiting and waiting for
This thing to drop.
yeah, and it never did. And then she passed away like a couple of years ago.
Ooh.
And yeah, like everyone else was still around. They were produced by Mike Post, who did a lot of 80s television theme songs, like the Greatest American Hero
Oh, okay.
theme song and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Believe it or not, I just got DMCA'd.
But no, the documentary is really interesting. It's really kind of fun to see how they built this thing up, what happened, and ultimately, the demise
Which
of
is
the
kind of
band.
funny because that kind of stuff is like internet gold mine now.
Oh, sure.
Like with the Ned Flanders metal band. Mm-hmm. And
if they would have done this today, they would be on their third or fourth album. By now.
The Transformers band.
Oh yeah.
That kind of stuff. People eat this stuff up.
Oh, what's the McDonald's one?
Oh, Max Sabbath.
Yeah,
Max Sabbath.
I
Yeah.
would love to see them in concert. I would
They
kill to
toured
see
with
Max Sabbath.
Oakley Dokley
Yeah.
a few years ago, and I wanted to see him. Yeah, but no,
I love the play on the old Aussie jacket with like the Ronald McDonald color scheme.
yeah. Oh yeah.
with the red and white fringe.
There was a new Defunct Land about the Hand Witch.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
It's pretty good.
The what?
Yeah.
During I think it was like the 80s, Disney parks tried to reinvent the sandwich by making the Hand Witch, which is like a piece of like a sub roll rolled into a cone, and then they put the meat and whatever sandwich filling into the cone, and so you could eat a sandwich with
It's
one
like a
hand.
weird sandwich ice cream kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it kind of looks gross.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure it's fine, but thinking about it, it's like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll eat, but like, do you want a big cone of like wet
Bread.
meat?
Yeah, no. I mean, I have a hard enough time eating Subway as it is. Like, the more I eat it, it's like, the more I'm like, is it really that good, or am I just that
I saw a
desperate?
thing online the other day. Apparently, scientists proved that the tuna in Subway tuna fish is not technically tuna. That it has been like processed and reprocessed and like everything so far that it is
The fish DNA has been moved out of
the
it.
fish. There is like lack of fish DNA. It is technically not a fish.
I mean, I don't eat tuna anyway.
Yeah,
but
I would never get
Yeah.
the tuna at Subway to begin with.
And also that along the same lines, I remember that brought up a couple years ago. I think it was Sweden or someone over in Europe. They tested the bread, and they found that the sugar content in the Subway bread was so high that in certain parts of Europe it cannot legally be called bread.
Wow.
Yeah.
Leave it to the Europeans doing the real science.
Yeah, right?
It was probably some just angry Frenchman, like, what is it?
This is not the bread.
This is not baguette.
I watched one of the movies in the Conjuring universe, The Nun.
Okay.
But I fell asleep.
The original one.
Yeah, but I fell asleep at the end.
Oh.
It wasn't very. It was like, meh.
Yeah.
It's weird. I've heard a lot of people say it's good.
Well, I watched the new one too.
Oh, the one that just came out.
The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. It was fine. It had some good moments and some cool like possession, like contortion effects that were creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But like the jump scares were just off.
Oh,
Like,
really?
And I jump scare pretty easy. I'm a nervous guy. It doesn't take much.
You're the man version of a chihuahua.
Back at my old job, when I'd sit in my office and somebody would come in and I didn't see it coming, it would make me jump every time. But this movie couldn't do it.
That's pretty bad when you
Yeah.
can't spook the easily spookable.
Like you can see every single one coming, and just like it feels like the timing is just like a second off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad movie. It told a serviceable story and was considerably entertaining, I guess. But I don't know. Don't go out of your way to see it, though.
Are you talking about The Nun or The Conjuring 3?
Oh, don't watch The Nun at all. One of the plot points is they have a little like one of those holy hand grenade looking things that the Pope has that's full of the legit blood of Jesus Christ, and
What?
they use that to fight the evil demon in the abbey. It's like, really
That's
Jesus blood.
Okay, even if it did have the real blood of Jesus in it, that stuff ain't gonna stay.
It's magic.
It's 2,000-year-old blood.
It's magic Jesus blood. And it's in this little bauble. It looks like a Christmas ornament.
Vatican relics tend to look like. I mean, isn't that what the Apple of Eden or whatever looked like in the Assassin's Creed games?
I've never played.
That's the big MacGuffin for like a handful of them is getting this thing.
I used to think that the Blumhouse horror movies, like, well, you'll at least get a borderline level of quality, but like it's not really
not
that
so
way
much.
anymore.
No.
Thanks a lot, Conjuring. You really made it go downhill.
The first Conjuring is very good, though. It's a really good haunted house movie. But the other ones are. I think the second one is all right. I know I watched it, but I don't remember a thing about it.
I don't know. My thing is like I have like this aversion to the Warrens, even fake versions of the Warrens.
They're not great.
They're not awesome.
No.
I mean, I don't want to. I hate dog on anybody's fun, like if they believe in like mediums and stuff like that. I mean, I'm just like especially on like back when like ghost hunting shows were like the big thing, and you bring on this medium. All I can think of is like that little old lady from the Poltergeist.
This place is clean.
Yeah.
Oh, I just think of like Zach Baggins and his dumb
Merry band of bros.
Yeah. Did you hear that, bro? I think there's a ghost in here.
Yeah, I would always roll my eyes anytime they'd like bring in. Oh, we brought a psychic. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
you?
Exactly. That is my thing. Like, like I said, people believe what they want to believe, whatever, but I feel like you lose so much credibility when you bring that stuff in for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch like Ghost Hunters almost religiously.
Yeah, I love that show for some reason.
I would watch their big Halloween specials.
Oh yeah, I love those. They were live. Anything could happen. They might catch the ghost this time.
Yeah, but then I started reading stuff like how they're always like a lot of the stuff's in their stage, and there's like little gimmicks they use to make look like things are happening.
Oh sure, yeah, because it's fake.
Yeah,
it's all fake.
I'm just like in a world where like plausible deniability. I mean, it could have been a thing, like on their show, but again, at the end of the day, I'm like, it was just mindless entertainment that I used to consume.
Yeah.
The one guy from it makes board games now.
Which one?
I think his name was Grant.
Oh, okay.
He was the one that kind of backed away in the later seasons because I think it got too far away from like what he actually wanted to do.
Ah, okay.
And then they did like that Ghost Hunters International or whatever, where they'd go to like castles in Scotland and stuff like that. I mean, there was a lot of cool medieval history there. Like they talk about like amulettes and stuff like that, pitched through people. Oh man, what a time that was back in the day.
They're gonna catch the ghost this time.
Oh, speaking of that, do you see they're doing a Scooby-Doo Coward and Courage the Cowardly Dog
Yes,
like
I saw
crossover?
that.
I saw that. That's going to be great.
And I'm like, and they're like not adjusting either one's art style to match the other.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's great.
I always like how Courage just looks like a little bean with little sticks coming off.
I'm really curious to see what kind of dialogues him and Scooby have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or I want to see how weird it gets. If it gets
It's gonna get-
appropriately Courage weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that show wasn't afraid to do anything.
No, and some of that stuff was like super, like parts of it were kind of really creepy.
Oh sure. Return the slab.
Return the like that really awful CGI they did.
Yeah. Yeah. Like unsettlingly bad.
Yeah. How much you give me for it? Return the slab.
Yeah, I wonder how much of a jerk Eustace will actually be.
I'm sure he will.
If they'll sand off his rough edges for Scooby-Doo or not.
I don't know, man, because like that's part of his character is just being a horrible tool.
Yeah.
And then Mural just like hitting him with the rolling pin.
Mm-hmm.
And being just oblivious to everything.
Yep.
I saw like one fan theory where they said like she is just blind. Like that's how oblivious she is. She is
I could see it,
She is almost completely blind, and that's why Courage always does like gestures or I don't know if that's why. I read something about it. I mean, it was one of the theories.
I'd believe it.
Get me mallet.
I wonder if the creator of Courage has anything to do with it. Probably not, but
Yeah.
was it John R. Dilworth, I think is his
I think
name.
it was the guy's name. Yeah.
Man, Courage used to be one of my favorite cartoons.
It was never one of my favorites, but I watched it. I did not like it.
Oh sure. Yeah. Yeah. It was solid, but not like I will take time out of my schedule to watch
Yeah.
Courage.
It
If it's
wasn't-
on, I'll.
Yeah, it
I'll
wasn't
watch it.
Dexter's Lab.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Dexter's Laboratory. Well, which era of Dexter's Lab? The Gendy or the Craig McCracken?
No, Craig McCracken didn't do the later
No,
one. I don't think.
there's a
They
split.
both worked on it at the same time. I thought.
Yeah, but I thought there was a point where they took Gendy's name off.
There was the part where Gendy stopped working on it. They canceled it for a little bit,
And then it
and
came
then they
back.
brought it back. But much like Pet Sematary, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Like even the designs change a little bit. It becomes like even more simplified.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I could talk about like old Cartoon Network all the time.
We always do.
I know. That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We have a legitimate excuse later in the show
We
to talk
do.
about old cartoons.
We do. I'll tell you what. Let's take a break here, and when we come back, we'll talk about old cartoons and other
Apparently, news
various
that's going to make
whatnot.
me mad.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Stick
forgot
around.
about this.
Hello, I'm Ben Vaughn, the host of The Many Moods of Ben Vaughn, heard every Saturday night at 8 p.m. here on WZMO 104.7 FM. We span many decades, many styles, and many moods on my show. So tune in to The Many Moods of Ben Vaughn every Saturday night at 8 p.m. See you then.
This is Gail Martin.
Hi, this is Carol Kelly. We'd like to invite you to join us for our gardening and outdoors show here on WZMO. We talk about observations and insights about what's happening from week to week with plants and animals in the woods and fields around us, as well as what's going on in the garden.
In the Green Outdoors airs Saturdays and Mondays at about 9:30 a.m., right after the second cup. We hope you'll join us.
Hello, I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play here on WZMO. I just wanted to take a minute to assure our many fans and listeners that my staff and I take our job seriously here at WZMO. We will always strive to bring only the highest quality audio entertainment to you and yours. Who am I kidding? We just grab whatever album's on top of the stack. Join us every Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. for Long Play. Tune in to see what we've come up with this week. Catch us every weekend right here on WZMO.
Hey, we're back. That was advertisements.
That was advertisements and not music.
We don't do that anymore because of Bon Jovi.
Eventually. Specifically because of Bon Jovi. Yes. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and get into some of the news.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
A classic.
A classic. And before we get to the stuff on the big board,
Oh, here we go.
we're going to do some news that
It's going to anger Josh.
I think it's going to
apparently.
anger Josh. Yeah. So what I have in my hand is the character descriptions for the Netflix Avatar live action series.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to read these, and I want you to stop me when you hear something that doesn't sound right. Okay? Because you, of the three of us, you are the
Avatar guy?
You're the Avatarsman. So
Not the blue cat one.
No, not the blue cat.
Nobody here likes that.
This is the Last Airbender.
Because no one likes that.
No. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and read through this.
Okay.
So first up is Aang. Aang is a typical 12-year-old boy. A bit goofy, a bit nerdy, restless in school, always eager to join his friends for fun and games. He's nimble, energetic, and quick in the schoolyard.
What?
Adopted at birth, he's struggled with questions of how he fits in, but his slaving parents have worked hard to make him feel accepted, so he's grown up to become generous, kind-hearted, and cheerful. He's also been gifted with an incredible mystical power he doesn't really understand, but could be the key to saving the world from a global conflict. It's a responsibility he's reluctant to accept because it'll take him away from his family, friends, and everything he knows. All he wants is to be just a regular kid.
Josh is dying. He's literally dying in front of us.
You know, I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay. All right.
You have issue with that?
Already. Aang doesn't have parents.
Okay.
I mean, biologically, obviously, he has parents, but
Sure.
I mean,
No, he was adopted. And he likes to have fun in the schoolyard.
I mean,
Just like Aang.
okay, sort of, yes.
Hey, have you ever seen the movie Clue where Madeline Kahn goes, flames
On the sides
on
of
my
my
face? That's Josh right now. I haven't even gotten to the rest of them.
I guess I'll let you get through the rest of it.
Okay, Katara is smart, athletic, determined, and hopeful. She's had to keep her family together ever since her mother was killed in a mysterious supernatural event several years ago. A trauma that haunts Katara every day.
I wish we had a face cam.
I do too. Recently, she started to develop strange new powers that both intrigue and scare her. She's looking for someone to help her understand these changes, but she's also started to find hope in the thought her new skills could lead to a brighter future for her and her family. Katara's gangly and strong older brother, Sokka, is a teen who's been forced to grow up too fast. Since his mother's death, he's had to become the leader of the family, which has led him to butt heads with his sister, who resents his overprotective nature. He's concerned about her new powers, worried they might put her in harm's way. Despite everything, he and Katara have a natural rapport, and they trust each other. He has a sharp, sardonic wit, which he often uses as a defense mechanism during uncomfortable situations. But it also makes him entertaining and likable.
Yeah.
Okay, so far, Sokka's the closest.
Personality-wise, these descriptions aren't terribly off, but there's other plot points that I'm like,
Okay,
keep going.
Who have I not listed?
So far, you haven't listed Toph.
Well, they're doing this is season 1.
Okay, so no Toph yet. Okay, so
Who is the last of the main characters I haven't read about yet?
Zuko.
In excellent shape, focused, and driven, Zuko has been driven to be an overachiever by his overbearing father, a career military man. Failure is never an option, and it doesn't matter who you hurt to get to the top. Zuko has struggled to reconcile that philosophy with his kind-hearted nature, and that conflict has made him intense and guarded, which is why he comes off as brusque and arrogant. When he discovers he's developed mysterious powers and is competing with Aang for the key role in their project, Zuko's father tells him to stop and nothing to win. And if he doesn't, he shouldn't bother coming home. He shouldn't bother coming home. Yeah. That's it. I read that correct.
Okay. Oh, man, I have so many issues. Okay, are they just, like, completely just writing out the world they live in and it's some school drama bull crap?
High school drama. It's what you want in an Avatar show.
No.
Does it take place in our world?
It does.
What? That is
No.
That is why the creators left. That is why the creators left.
Oh no!
As far as I could tell, these 4 people are
in school together.
Aang, Katara, and Zuko are the only people on the planet that are developing mysterious powers. And they have to deal with their high school lives along with magic powers.
And then the Fire Nation attacks.
Yeah. See? Okay. I'm trying to decide where I'm gonna unpack this.
Aang just wants to go to school. He just wants to go to school and have a good time at school times.
I mean,
School Aang.
it's not. It's not. Okay, that part's not terribly off because he was in a monastery learning to, airbend and stuff with his...
Adopted.
But now bullies are going to push him into his locker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's going to have
being bald.
Oh, do you think he's going to be bald? In high school?
I mean, he grew hair in the...
That's true. He did grow hair in
the 4th season.
Yeah.
But then he shaved it again. But that was more of like a disguise kind of thing to cover up his airbending tattoo. Mm-hmm. Anyway...
will he have an airbending tattoo in high school?
No, probably not.
And that's like the most iconic thing of the show.
You know what they're... I'm going to hate myself for saying this.
Are you going to watch it?
No. I mean, maybe. Just to see how bad it is. But it sounds like that I thought it couldn't get any worse than the M. Night Shyamalan live-action movie. This sounds leaps and bounds worse.
It really does.
He's nimble, energetic, and quick in the schoolyard.
Also, Aang's a little younger than Katara and Sokka. Also, Katara's mom was killed by the Fire Nation. Not a mysterious...
It's a mystery. It's a mystery,
and
Josh.
Zuko's dad is the king. He's the Fire Lord. He's the king of the Fire
military man.
I mean, it's sort of right, but it's also very wrong.
If you don't do better than Aang in your school project, don't bother coming home.
No, he wasn't allowed to come home because he had to prove himself by catching the Avatar.
Not here.
To restore his honor.
If you don't build a better baking soda volcano than Aang, you can't come home.
Ooh, I'm mad. This better be fake, because I am mad. I am hot-blooded.
I mean, do you trust thevulcanreporter.com?
The Vulcan?
Thevulcanreporter.com. That's where all this came from.
I've never heard of the Vulcan.
Yeah, I've
heard of Vulture, but I haven't heard of Vulcan.
It's a nerd news website.
Oh.
It sounds like somebody trying to pass themselves off as Vulture.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. God. Is this... I feel like this is satire. This has to be satire.
No, this is like real stuff.
From Variety's reports.
Ooh, I'm so
let's
mysterious.
see what else.
Oh,
we
I'm
have.
so mad.
But who's Aang gonna take to the prom this year?
I'm gonna punch you in your face. You want to break up the band? This is how you break up the band.
So what these are the what I read. It was the casting, like the sides that they were giving to people for casting what have yous.
Oh, so these are like their audition cues?
Yes. I found a little more. Okay, Aang, male, Asian, 12.
Okay, at least he's Asian.
Katara, female, Native American, 14.
Accurate.
Sokka, male, Native American, 16.
Okay.
And Zuko, male, Asian, 17.
Accurate.
Okay, so we're accurate there at least.
Now, as long as they can pronounce the names.
Instead of that big thing that Aang rides on, it's gonna be a truck.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be like an old style truck, like
watch. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna look like Bella Swan's truck in Twilight.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
And it's gonna be color schemed like Appa.
Yeah.
Like it'll probably even have a big brown arrow on it on the hood,
and have a big dog with floppy ears.
Oh yeah.
It'll be like a Chihuahua with big floppy ears.
No,
that's like
it'll probably be a big sheepdog.
Big sheepdog.
It'll be a sheepdog.
Yeah.
But what's Momo gonna be? Is he gonna have a pet monkey?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Momo would be a
Momo is a Chihuahua.
A Chihuahua with big floppy ears.
He has two dogs. He's got a giant sheepdog and a little Chihuahua.
And a motorcycle and a leather jacket because why not?
No, he's 12. It'll be a moped.
Wear a helmet too. The
helmet with an arrow on it. This.
Just wait till they get to Toph.
This is like the CW's version.
It is. It's like that Winx Club crap.
Yeah.
It's like they took something and they just took in name and just plugged their teen drama in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man, wait till Aang drops an F-bomb like they did in that Winx Saga show.
No, that I'd be kind of in for. That's fine.
Yeah, he goes to airbend and like loses a shoe.
And then he tells his dad. Then he tells his dad to F off.
Boomy's gonna be the school president or school principal.
Sure. Yeah.
Probably don't know who Boomy is, do you?
No, I know who.
Okay.
I watched all of Avatar.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. I've seen it.
I've seen 3 episodes.
Is Bao Sing Se going to be the rival high school?
No, because there's no war in Bossa Sing Se.
No, the Riverdale High School will.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Why can't I remember the name of the school? And I feel like that's something I should know.
Wasn't it just Riverdale High?
Might be.
It might have been. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I don't remember it, because it didn't have a.
I just
special
know
name.
Pop's Chocolate Shop.
Yeah.
Because they spelled chocolate wrong.
Yeah.
Either that was the town Riverdale or was the school Riverdale?
The town is
Both.
Riverdale.
Yeah,
It's probably just Riverdale.
the town
High.
with pep.
Man, I really hope those are just casting or like just audition cues to give somebody a mindset of what the character should be like and not what it's really going to be like.
Energetic in the schoolyard.
I mean, it's not wrong because part of his thing was he really loved to have fun and him and the monks would, goof off and stuff, but he got really anxious about his expected responsibilities of being the Avatar. That's why he ran away.
Sure.
And also froze himself in a ball of ice for 100 years.
And also got a B on his math exam.
Shut. I'm out.
Well, we've ruined Josh, so let's go ahead.
Slam the door for me.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to some other stuff.
One more thing.
One more thing. Okay.
I don't know. I got nothing. I'm just mad.
Okay. You know what? I'm sitting here thinking
You're right.
about it.
I am mad.
See, I knew. So there is a way that I could see them trying to twist this so it actually works. So the Avatar reincarnates.
Yes.
What if this takes place in modern day and the bending has been so far removed from the world that is no longer a thing, and now all of a sudden these characters that just happen to have
Bending.
the names develop bending out of nowhere?
You know, after watching Korra, I kind of wondered what a modern Avatar or world would look like.
In the future, bending is illegal.
But if they do that, would you be less mad or more mad?
I don't know. Or
indifferent.
I don't see how, like, given the way the world works in the Avatar universe, that bending would be just lost. Because it's this. I mean, there are more benders than there are non-benders in that world.
That's true.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some pretty awesome non-bending characters. I mean, Sokka gets really dope by the end.
By the end.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of like the comedic relief for a while.
He's a doofus in the first half.
Yeah.
He's kind of a doofus in the second half. But he's a doofus with a meteorite sword, and that's pretty rad.
that is pretty rad. And, his sweet boomerang. I don't know, because...
He dated the moon.
Briefly. Well, she became the moon. She wasn't the moon.
He's like Fester in the Addams Family musical.
That's it, yeah.
But no, like, also, yeah, he didn't really become the head of his family. I mean, his dad was still around.
He has Brock's backstory from Pokemon.
He does, kind of, yeah.
He wants to breed monkey.
Does he love jelly donuts?
Yeah.
Turtle ducks.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to some other stuff. We actually had a couple of trailers that we watched for various things. So, let's talk about them. What's the first one you guys want to talk about?
Might as well do Shang-Chi
Might as well do Shang-Chi. So, yeah, there's a new trailer for Shang-Chi, and it showed a little more of the plot of the movie. You actually get to see the 10 rings in action.
Yeah, what they actually do, which pretty much looked like exactly what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, yep. Like energy
bracelets. Slash...
projectile, whatever.
Kung Fu. There's an actual... In actual Kung Fu, there is a weapon that are metal rings, big heavy metal rings you wear on your wrists. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if it's kind of like a play on that, maybe.
Yeah, and I bet it has something to do with Chi, because I know there's a Chinese sword that have the rings down the back.
Yeah.
That is supposed to make the shink shink sound, and that's supposed to kind of like channel Chi or whatever.
Yeah.
But the trailer looks really good.
We saw a little less of Razor Fist.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I'm sure he's not going to be that big of a deal. I think it's going to be like one cool fight, and that'd be about it.
Probably. But we do get to see another villain from another movie.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere. Apparently, the Abomination from the
Incredible Hulk.
The Edward Norton Hulk movie is back, kinda. He's in a
cage fight.
A cage fight with, I think it's Wong from Doctor Strange.
That might have been Wong, or it just might have been a guy.
I mean, yeah, it might have been a guy, but it's definitely a guy from the Ancient Ones, like...
Monastery?
Was
it? I didn't really look at his costume.
Well, the costume, just looked like drab kind of monk clothes, but he was putting up like the round shield.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Well, it was very quick, but Abomination threw a big, huge punch, and he put up like the shield.
I love those moves they came up with for the magic in Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Really
for
cool.
for the sling rings and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, this trailer looks great. I'm excited.
That part where he like falls down the scaffolding next to that building and like belly flops on like a board or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I had like real like hardcore like Jackie Chan action movie vibes from that.
Yeah, I'm all for this wuxia style.
Oh yeah,
stuff. I've said for a while, and you can go back and listen to it. I've said for a while. Now that they've gone through and introduced enough characters, Marvel needs to go through and their films have to be done in different styles.
Oh yeah,
so that they don't just become stale.
Yeah,
and by doing, and they did a little bit of that with Ant-Man and the Wasp, because it's more of like a heist comedy, and
with a little bit of superheroics.
With a flavoring of superheroics, but yeah, doing this in a way that it's like old style kung fu.
Oh yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about this John Woo style stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're using this on a character that is not as prevalent means they could do much more with it.
Oh yeah, I mean, Doctor Strange is a fun, trippy, magic movie. Guardians was a great ensemble piece.
Well, Doctor Strange 2 is going to be a straight up horror movie.
Oh yeah, and I'm about it.
Yeah.
Like I hope it gets dark.
Yeah. I mean, it's Sam Raimi. It's only going to get so dark, but
yeah,
still,
but it's also gonna
And
be
it's the MCU.
it's the MCU,
and it's gonna be campy.
sure. I can't wait to see all the crash zooms in Doctor Strange 2, like the Evil Dead style, like
yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Oh man, yeah, I'm super excited about it. Like I've yet to see it. Like ever since the announcement of Shang-Chi, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm in for this. Buckle up.
I haven't seen a single thing I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
Like, it all looks good. I'm down.
And it's great that they cast Awkwafina as the plucky comedy relief sidekick. She's great.
Yeah, Awkwafina's great.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched her Comedy Central show, Awkwafina is Nora from Queens. It's worth a watch. It's very funny. She's very funny.
She's really good in Ocean's 8, the side spinoff of the Ocean's 11 movies.
Oh, is that the one with the all female cast?
Oceans for her.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but she's really good in that. She's, yeah.
And she's really good in Raya the Last Dragon, that Disney one that nobody talks about, even though it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I was sitting on it until it got off premium access, but I think now it is.
Well,
so.
Yeah. So along with that, we have a Suicide Squad trailer. This one's a little more serious than the last couple.
Ish.
But
As
I'm all for
serious
it.
as James Gunn is going to get.
yeah, this one focuses a lot more on Idris Elba's character.
I mean, as the sort of lead in the film, they seem to be projecting that way anyway.
He does seem to be more of the lead than anyone else. And I think part of that is because the character was originally written to be Will Smith again.
Yeah.
He kind of seems like maybe he's like the emotional center of the, the group.
I mean, he has to be. I mean, he's got the daughter who's being pitted against him.
Well, who else is going to be the emotional center of the movie? It's not King Shark.
Yeah, Weasel.
It's not Weasel. It's not Harley Quinn.
Polka Dot Man. Ratcatcher the second.
That actually, I bet there's going to be a bit of an emotional thing with Ratcatcher the second.
Yeah. She definitely feels like she's going to be like his almost adopted daughter, work daughter.
Am a little concerned. Okay, so they're showing that the first mission with like Javelin and Weasel and Mongal and a bunch of others.
Yeah.
They're not going to make it through the first act.
Oh, no.
I can guarantee you they're not going to make it through the first act. I have a feeling they're the big emotional loss. So, Suicide Squad,
someone's going to
die. I have a feeling Ratcatcher is going to be the big emotional death. I'm a little concerned they're going to fridge Ratcatcher.
Oof.
What if who's Idris Elba's character supposed to be? I'm not familiar with that character.
It's not Deadshot.
No, I know that.
It's the other one.
Good shot.
Okay shot.
I need to make a
All
gun
right shot. Yeah.
A gun-focused superhero named Good Shot.
I can't remember what his character's name is, but it's like Deadshot.
What if he makes
shot.
like what?
Dude Shot.
Dude shot. Yeah.
What if he
What if he's the one?
Yeah. What if he like
That
makes
is interesting.
What if he makes like the noble sacrifice or whatever?
Oh yeah, no, that's
and
good.
he is the emotional thing that kind of makes the team
Makes
click.
the rest of them go together. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because I don't know. Ratcatcher the second seems almost like a.
You know what?
Almost like a tragic character in itself.
Now that you're saying it, that might be the way they swerve with it.
I mean, they could just go with the obvious one and kill Ratcatcher, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, they're also setting her up because you know who plays Ratcatcher 1 in like flashbacks and photographs and stuff. It's Taika Waititi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has an extended cameo as like photographs and like I think I've heard there's like maybe one flashback
where he like shows her how to use the rat powers or whatever.
The summoning stick or whatever.
The rat wand, whatever.
Yeah.
The rat wand.
The PS Plus motion control with the globe ball on the end.
That is what it looks like.
It is, yeah. That's what I've thought every time I've seen the trailer.
And it's so weird seeing Peter Capaldi with all that junk on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what they do to the doctor.
But I think it's great. I'm so down
Just
for this
the fact
movie.
that they're bringing in, like, we've known about Starro for a while now because he was like shown briefly in one of the trailers.
I wish they hadn't spoiled
Yeah,
Starro. That would have been a nice reveal.
But like we were talking off mic, what if they, bring on an actual JLA member, being controlled by Starro?
Yeah, because that's Starro's a giant space starfish, but he shoots out a bunch of little tiny face-sized starfish that connect to people's faces, and that's mind control.
Like Mermaid Man.
Kind of like Mermaid Man, yeah.
They don't always connect to the chest, though.
It's
to
the face. Sometimes it's the chest, but more often than not, it's usually the face. Classically,
it's the face.
It's the face, and it has one eye in the center of it. So that kind of...
Remember years and years ago when I went to that con?
Yeah.
And I found that somebody had made masks, Starro masks.
Yeah, someone
and I wore one for a photo.
I remember that, yes. Yeah, that was weird.
Looking back on it, I'm like, I wish I had one of those.
There's a real good Harley Quinn poop joke in the
There's a good Harley,
yeah.
It got a hearty chuckle out of me.
One, her costume looks great.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely more akin to the 2016, 2017... Harley Quinn comic outfit.
It's the Palmiotti and gray suit with the leather jacket.
Yeah,
and
like more of her
like bike
her,
shorts.
Yeah, more of her what was it? Roller derby kind of look.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm about that. About that.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
I mean, everyone looks good. I mean, John Cena looks like he's gonna be hilarious as Peacemaker.
I can't wait for the Peacemaker series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
you know they're not gonna kill him. I mean, he's too big as a name anyway.
Well, they couldn't see him.
You beat me to it.
Yes!
Dang. But yeah, man, I definitely see Weasel popping it. We haven't even heard Weasel talk. If Weasel can even,
I don't think he can talk. I think he's just a big human weasel man.
Yeah, he's this
played by Sean Gunn, his brother.
That sounds about right.
All right, so we're running out of time, but we have one last trailer thing that we saw, and it is for an animated series called Jellystone.
It looks like fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they call it Jellystone, but they might as well just call it, Hanna-Barbera's collection of characters.
Yeah. Yeah, they're reimagining all the Hanna-Barbera characters, and they live together in a town called Jellystone.
Mm-hmm.
Including adult versions of Johnny Quest and
Haji,
yeah.
But no, this trailer, it had all of them.
The whole gag was every time they went to say like just the main characters, they were like, oh, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy.
Yeah,
there's some Jabberjaw in there. There's Augie Doggy,
Huckleberry Hound, Wally Gator, the swinging alligator from the swamp,
Shazam, the genie,
Top Cat.
Yeah, I always loved Top Cat. That was always one of my favorites.
Top Cat's pretty great. Yeah.
Did I see Snagglepuss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I meant to read that Snagglepuss comic that they put out not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like a Tennessee Williams style guy.
Yeah.
That looked really good. But that's not what this is. This is Jellystone.
Yeah, and the art style is a little different. It's
closer to like Thundercats Roar kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like parody.
Well, it looks like the Chowder guy's art style.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
It's the Chowder guy that's doing it. C.H. Greenblatt.
There's going to be a lot of people complaining because it is part of that Cal Arts style.
Which is not a real thing.
It's not a thing, but people seem to really love dogging on clean lines and not a whole lot of shading.
And
colors.
And
you can't... These Hanna-Barbera characters didn't look a whole lot different than that.
Yeah.
No.
They're all solid colors and like very limited. If people say this animation looks bad compared to the original Hanna-Barbera cartoons, they're wrong.
They need their eyes plucked out.
Yeah, because the original Hanna-Barbera cartoons, the designs and stuff are top-notch and look great, but they move like garbage.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, everything was done on the cheap back then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how many times did you have close-ups of like Shaggy's face? And like, they don't even like color his eyes or anything. Everything's this flesh tone with some black line in it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I watched the first episode of Super Friends the other day because it's on HBO Max.
It's bad.
Oh, it's very bad. There's a UFO that shows up that looks like a child drew it. It has no depth or anything. It's just a box with a dome on top.
Oh yeah, but Jellystone looks really fun. It looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be like. I doubt there'll be like an overarching story. I feel like it's like each little
episodic.
Each little thing is going to feature a character in Jellystone. I mean, yeah, it'll probably focus a lot on Yogi and Boo Boo and Cindy.
Yeah, it seemed like the Yogi characters took. Well, it's called Jellystone, so yeah. But the Yogi characters take a center stage. It feels like.
You know what it kind of felt like a little bit to me?
Yo-Yo.
No. What was... I never watched the cartoon. I only watched a episode or two of it, but you guys watched it. It was that one about the town full of superheroes, and there's like, you follow the kid.
OKKO?
OKKO.
Oh, yeah.
Where they constantly had like crossovers and different people and different things from different things pop in.
Oh, if it's anything like OKKO, I'll be all there for it.
Oh, yeah. OKKO is great.
It's
like,
one of
beginning to end.
It's one of my favorite cartoon series of all time.
And how come nobody complained about that art style? Because it's...
I'm sure they did.
I'm sure they did.
I mean, I didn't see anything about it, but...
Yeah.
I love the way that show looks, too. They were specifically not on model. Like, I think the creator, Ian Jones-Cordy, said, follow the board what the borders put down on the storyboard, not the
animation Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they even make a joke about it in one of the episodes because they talk about like whatever happened to your noses and stuff like that.
All right, well, hey, we actually have hit time, so let's go ahead and wrap things up for the week. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Nerd Overload Now.
You can send us an email, staff@nerdoverload.com. Questions, comments, a third joke thing. Or you can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline, 586-372-8020. Leave us a message and we might play it on the show!
It gets louder every time. I like it. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
I can do the yell without peeking the mic, and that's how you know I'm a professional.